that sort of first opportunity to get ahead, get that momentum going through the series as we head in here to Sanctum.
All right, let's get this one underway. On Nepal, Legacy up against Mindfreak. Today is the bottom 4 teams, the bottom half of the competition going head-to-head. Oh, see you later, Davey. That is not the start that Mindfreak wanted.
Yeah, interesting rollout from both of the teams here. They both actually jump on to the outside. We haven't seen a lot of that just yet. Most teams opting, I mean, you pretty much always go Winston Goats here. On Sanctum, that does seem to be the play. But usually we're seeing teams go through the inside and then usually clash at pillars. So the fact that they've gone straight to the... Maybe they're trying to control the mega health pack outside. That helps you. You can poke in with your Winston, and then rather than having to use your armor pack, your bubble, your defense matrix, all of that stuff, you can just, you know, grab that health from the mega health and just give yourself that little advantage, but certainly hasn't worked out with that great boot by
all I'm
Stolen.
going to say is the health pack is less useful when you're at the bottom of the mountain. It doesn't work when you're down there, so definitely try and stay on the map. Pro tip from Sandman.
This is some vintage knowledge coming out here.
Just giving recommendations, So, not much to talk about. Not much has really happened, but maybe the first point's going to go across to Legacy. So, as I said, easy pick for Legacy.
Well, it's going to be hard for them to come back from losing that main tank, but yeah, it's nice to see. Obviously, Winston has been a little bit more prevalent in this season with those changes to armor. You know, doing the extra damage per tick. Now, here we go. So they are just going to get, because they lost that first player so quickly, you can see them just pulling off completely. That's okay. They're happy to give a little bit of percentage over. They don't want to give too much ult charge, however. And this is why we're seeing Mindfreak reset so quickly here, and they're already back in.
Yeah, there's very little actual difference in terms of ultimate charge, except perhaps Stolen Picnic there to start things off. But again, Davey and Aki both going to go down very quickly before the fight even begins. And I kind of feel like half the team was kind of lagging behind there as well. So,
yeah, some very, very, you know, quick deaths there. Probably a little bit better use of the defense matrix. It is a little bit hard to use that, harder to use that this season, considering the extra cooldown it's got now. You've got, you know, that 2-second window that you've got to just pound people with all your damage, all that discord, that kind of stuff to get in there. This time they make it in without an immediate loss.
Aki quite low goes down. Davey and Slitzel J both also low. Legacy all looking very healthy as well. You see those two supports, the next two to go down. And unfortunately, we have not, like, we're only, what, 90 seconds into this, if that, but these fights have been exceptionally one-sided.
Very one-sided. And, you know, Legacy aren't even really having to use their ults, right? Because Mindfreak are just going so low coming in here, and it doesn't look like they've got a solid way to get onto the backline to take out a Zenyatta, maybe even burst down the main tank. They're really not even having time to get their Zarya charged up.
That's it. You'll see grab coming through from Mindfreak. Mo pops the Transcendence. Eye counters with a grab of his own, looking for picks with the self-destruct, and Noosh finds 3 plus the DMX. See ya, Bliss. And Aki jumps off the cliff. So, look, is this Sanctum done?
It's 90% ban there. Maybe Swilko can chuck a sly one round the side and just be able to touch the point. But then again, he probably wants to speed boost his team in there as well. The rally might help them move a little bit faster as Mindfreak try to get on there. We do see Swilko getting to the point, but that might be all they can achieve.
That's it. Sound Barrier, Primal Rage will put it into overtime, that's for sure. And Ike goes down. I'm not sure if Ike isn't the first player on Legacy to go down in this entire round. But it will not matter. The rest of Mindfreak also picked up. They can test the point, but it will not last for long. 100-0 here for Legacy on Sanctum. And I just want to, maybe a bit of a false start here for Mindfreak. They kind of stalled it on the start line. Legacy get, you know, 1 lap ahead, but we'll bring the safety car out. We'll bring it back in, and
I'm giving a lot of merit there to Legacy. The way they were holding them as they came through that initial choke point, really impressive. It's not like they had a Rhine Shield to hide behind or anything, right? They were running the Winston as well, but they just knew exactly how to collapse upon them and not even really put themselves in danger at any point. We weren't seeing any of those Legacy players, you know, get caught out of position or anything as they pushed in.
It almost felt like there was, I don't know. I'm going to wait. I'm going to put that to the side. We'll talk about that later in the context of this whole map. Let's see how we go this time around.
Mindfreak not opting for the May this time. We have seen them pull it out before on Village. They are just going to go standard, but of course they are up against the Pharmacy Sombra from Legacy, so something a little bit different here.
Yeah, we've seen this work a few times now in this season. It's been exciting. It almost feels like we're going back to 2017, 2018 almost in some of these team comps. But look, it's definitely more enjoyable than Goats v Goats time and time again. Mindfreak going to walk their way onto the point, of course. They've got Davey there sitting on the Reinhardt, kind of allows them a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more to work with, a little bit easier to get on board. But you'll see, just a matter of time, the extra damage coming through. Legacy coming out on top. The Reinhardt picked up. The rest of the team follows. We get 15% and swap it back across. Yeah,
we'll have to see if Mindfreak decide to make a change here. Running the Reinhardt, of course, against the Pharah is a really tough way to play this. You really do need to get a couple picks. There we go. I like this. They switch off to the Winston and a McCree, actually, to add on to that. Even just with the Winston, you give yourself more options because then at least you've got that tank duo, the Winston and the D.Va able to dive the Pharah at the same time, and you might be able to get it down. Addy going onto the McCree gives them that extra option, but they are going into, look at this, 5-6 ult as well as that EMP, which honestly can end the fight by itself.
Exactly. If you just use EMP...
5 people.
Yeah, well, 2 go down very quickly. Ike is picked up, but not before that EMP goes out. A big 5-man EMP will make a difference. As you can see, it does allow a couple of picks, make that 3 to come through now. Mindfreak in a bit of a difficult spot as Legacy do start to respawn and get onto the point. This fight, again, going to go in Legacy's favor. And the Pharah doing a ton of damage, already back up to almost 60% after just using Rocket Barrage.
Honestly, I think that might have been a little bit of an overcommitment by Legacy. They got such a great EMP. Aki did manage to stay out of it and keep his Transcendence off, which is often the key to beating that ultimate out. But they then committed their own Transcendence. Stolen Picnic coming out with the Valk as well. And we'll see if that hurts him in this fight, being down those 2 support ultimates.
All right, they allow them to get 75% of the way through. Now Deadeye comes out as well. And the pause right as the Deadeye is fired. We can take a look there as we come back. Swilco, the only one down so far. So that's going to go in Legacy's favor. Very close to wrapping this control up 2-0.
That'd be a fantastic start for them, especially, you know, after we were talking about how good Legacy were on control compared to Mindfreak. Mindfreak are yet to pick up a control series in Season 1 of 2019. So, not completely unexpected.
It makes it tough to, if you know that every series you're going to go down 0-1 at the start of the series because you're not particularly great at control, then you know you have to bring it back. And if you do go to map 5, unlikely to win that as well. It's definitely tough. Noosh, we'll go down to Addy there, and you can see that Mindfreak has been able to capture the point back. The question is, can they keep themselves alive and hold this for long enough? Because when Legacy are already at 74%, as soon as they grab this one back, if they happen to do so, and to be fair, it's looking more and more likely now. There's Rocket Barrage available as well. It's going to come out immediately. You've got to be careful not to sort of get caught out there by the Winston. Davey popping the Primal Rage finds both parts of the Pharmacy, so that's not a bad couple of picks at all. Mindfreak will be able to stop this initial push here from Legacy.
Man, that was a risky move by Slids there. He pops the rally on such low health, but it does. It gets them back into the fight, provides them that armor they need to survive the Rocket Barrage. Of course, Davies' Primal Rage there helping out as well, giving him the health to just go head on. Now, they've controlled this point right from the start of that fight, and honestly, that's given them a probably 10-20% boost that they might not have had otherwise. That is the advantage of going up against that Pharah. Of course, Legacy now, they've switched off. We do see them just leaving themselves on the Sombra, and of course you're going to want that when you can get EMPs like that. 3 people.
Yeah, 3-man EMP with Aki and Addy. 2 of the players EMP'd out, going down very early. You'll see the D.Va get picked up also. Now it's going to be very tough for Mindfreak to hold this point. To be fair, they have managed to get themselves in the lead. Going to be up to about 90% as Legacy bring it back across. Now, only 25% remains for them to make this 2-0. Mindfreak, on the other hand, as we will see some more swaps from them. Now that Pharah is gone, they're more comfortable on the Reinhardt. Davey swaps back.
And they should have just enough time here to get in with this last contest and try and save the control. The Ryan means they're going to be able to get onto the point. They are actually having to use their the Transcendence quite early there, though, Ben.
Yeah, Transcendence just to get onto the objective and capture it back. The self-destruct comes through looking for Pix. Finds Davey, finds Addy's Lipsel J. Yeah, caught out by the mech coming back down, and this should be game over here on Nepal. Aki, one of the last remaining. You'll see the rest of Mindfreak swapping back across to these faster moving heroes. But it's really only a matter of time as they trickle back onto the point. Expecting to see a 2-0 here, at least here on Village though, Genome. It was a little bit closer, 99 to 99, before they do manage to win this in overtime.
Yeah, having a little bit of a better time versus the Sombra Pharmacy comp coming out there from Legacy, but Mindfreak, really, in the end, they are not the better team this time. Legacy coming out on top. Impressive stuff there. I really liked Ike on the Sombra. Hitting the right targets. You know, when you get that Diva hacked, it's just useless, right? Just a walking lump of metal. And getting the rehack afterwards, after you've got the EMP,
then
that's
a hack
massive.
is like,
what is that, like 12 seconds or something?
Yeah, it's way too long. It's way too long where you literally don't do anything. So, like, pew, 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 pew. Yeah. Sanctum, very one-sided. At least we saw Mindfreak bring it back on Village. There's something there to think about. It's not, you know, if this had been 100 to 0, 100 to 0, you can say, well, you know, Mindfreak haven't won a control, but you still expect more than that. So I'm glad we saw that the second time around, and maybe they'll just be happy that Nepal is done and dusted and we can move across now to Blizzard World and try things again and see how this plays out. But a good start for Legacy. Yeah,
they're going to be very happy with that, especially moving into the next hybrid map, which is going to be Blizzard World, of course. And this one, Mindfreak have looked a little bit better on in the past.
Now, Blizzard World we've seen already this week, and we've had the chance to see Blizzard World a couple of times this season. That Pharmacy combo coming through, the Sombra as well, particularly on attack, actually quite effective. And some of the better teams have been able to play around. You know, you hide around in the second phase, you hide inside, you can test the point. If we see Legacy bring this out, I'm going to be interested to see how Mindfreak deal with it. Whether they have the, I guess, the patience to sit this out and not give up free damage across the board for the first 30 seconds of the map.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Especially with that Ryan, the Pharah just has free reign over everything. It's clear skies ahead.
Yep.
You are getting your barrage up in a matter of seconds. And from there, it's just kind of making sure that the Zenyatta is not right in your face when you pop it. But, I mean, we haven't seen these guys bring out the Pharah before on Blizzard World. I believe they did both play Goats last time, just a straight up, when they were giving Blizzard World a go. So, you know, Winston can be okay here, but he kind of suffers from some of the... There's not really a good high ground, right? You want a good high ground if you're playing Winston because it's all about those angles. And Goats often just revolves around getting a better angle than the other team so your Zai can get in more damage, get up the grab earlier, and that's just one of the real keys to victory. So the fact that there's no really good high ground when you're attacking into Blizzard World means Ryan is often the better choice here.
Well, that's what we're going to see. Essentially the same team comp. Reinhardt, Goats going head-to-head. See who plays this one out better. Ike already taking a little bit of damage. Onto the point they go already. You can see Fundre actually kind of getting booted out of position as well and taking a lot of early damage. The heals coming back through, but Mindfreak looking quite comfortable on the point to start this one off, wasting a few seconds already. Legacy dropping back. No one's gone down so far. Everyone looking healthy. Just looking perhaps for a better way to recontest and push back onto the point. They'll try it once again. Swilko once more in good position for that right click just to try and push them out of position. You'll see the rally coming through early here for Lexi, but Aki has Transcendence available.
Yeah, Davey, the first to go down here, so Mindfreak definitely at a disadvantage. The Transcendence comes out a little bit too late from Aki. The rally continues to go, and an early grab from Ike here.
Yeah, going to get caught out. I guess the, oh man, I had such good words for it last week. The intercept. The intercept coming through. Anyway, the point's going to go to Legacy, even though Ike's grab got eaten, essentially. We've only used about a minute and a bit to get onto the point, and they've got it already. Davey goes down very early, and now Ike pushes forward, trying to find, I suppose, some free damage to once again make up for that grab, get another one back up be incredible if we had both teams on a grab and Legacy had already wasted theirs.
Yeah, I know. Look at that. Back up to 77% already. Who cares if it gets eaten if he's got another one instantly? But Addy is going to make sure that doesn't happen with a quick use of his.
Well, self-destruct will come through into the back line. Finds Mo. That's not bad. The D-Mech as well onto Noosh. So that was, to be fair, not a bad fight, I think, even from Legacy there. Even though Mindfreak should come out with the victory, they managed to bait down a couple of ultimates very early on in this phase. They'll reset and should be able to get on now, potentially here with an advantage. Yeah, a lot of ultimates used there from Mindfreak, though. Swilko even with the sound barrier on the end, where it really seemed to do anything. I think it only got him and the Diva. As a result, they're going to be struggling in this next fight when the Grav Bomb combo comes in. Yeah, looking for those hole-in-ones, potentially from Legacy. Mindfreak with the high ground. They'll now jump down onto the payload, looking for this first pick. Stolen Picnic quite low. The Transcendence will come out from Mo. Self-destruct as well. Won't find anyone this time around. Transcendence will now dissipate. Mindfreak still with 6 alive. So I say that. Addy goes down. But Fundray, it's a 1-for-1 trade. I'd always rather have my Reinhardt, to be perfectly honest. And Legacy going to be looking to see if they can pick up Davey here. But the payload stopped in its tracks. Davey finds a pick. That Earthshatter available also. Mindfreak going to pick up a fight win, and a crucial one, to be honest. Yeah, both teams quite good at mitigating the effectiveness of ults coming out from the other at the moment. We're seeing these big combos come in, but rarely are they having the effect that the teams want them to. Mo and Rani, managing to make sure that the big bomb combo there doesn't come through. And now Legacy on the high ground hoping to come through. But wow, Fundray comes back actually with an Earthshatter. Unfortunately, doesn't have enough health to follow it through. Yeah, not like I understand. I understand the theory of the second Earthshatter. Execution perhaps not coming through perhaps as well as it could have. So 2 fights gone in a row now in favor of Mindfreak. They're starting to stack up these ultimates. You'll see Swilko very close there to the sound barrier. They're now in prime position. They just need to make good use of their ultimates across the next couple of fights and rotate through, keep ahead in that ultimate economy as well. We'll see whether it plays out that way or not. Rally going to be popped very early. Self-destruct in as well. Davey's now gone down, leaving self-destruct open. Looking for picks. Not going to find anyone. Sound barrier. Yeah, nice sound barrier coming out from Legacy and Mindfreak there. Look at all the ultimates being invested into this fight. There will be nothing remaining when everyone dies. Yeah, I like the way they held this, the use of the speed boost there from Legacy is really letting them take advantage of this fight, though. As soon as that sound barrier starts dissipating from Mindfreak, you see Legacy up in the front lines, making sure that they're making use of that speed to get in there and obliterate the rest of the Mindfreak lads there. Unfortunately, they can't get back in time to stop that second point coming through. They were, at the end of that second point, you've got a chance where the respawns are so close. You're literally right there. It's like living next door to school, right? You don't even have to catch a bus. You just roll out of bed and walk in, you're ready for class. Hop over the fence. Yeah, easy done. But unfortunately, Mindfreak a bit late to class. They were a little bit late to class. I don't even know if they had breakfast today, to be perfectly honest, because it doesn't seem to be going in their favor. Aki and Fundray now. Fundray seems to have managed to get his ult up just a little bit earlier than Davey has. Whether we see that used in time or not. Davey pushes through. Now it's going to say that leaves that Earthshatter available. Davey actually gets his out as well, but will go down in the end to Fundray. Both players coming through with Earthshatters, and neither of them really having huge amounts of impact. But Mindfreak not getting the picks they need. Legacy coming out again on front. 2.5 minutes on the clock. There's not much left here at Blizzard World. Not much at all. And this third point, honestly, it's not that hard to get through compared to some other escort or hybrid maps. It's honestly the first or the second points where teams often have troubles here. This third point, there's no really great overwhelming advantage, high ground, anything like that for the defenders to hold on to. They've just got to rely on their ult, and here they're coming in with the grab. Fundray going to go down. The grab did come out from Mindfreak. Caught a couple out. Rani goes down as well. This fight will go in favor of Mindfreak. It's what they needed to do. They needed to get themselves back on top, get some better positioning. They didn't necessarily want to be fighting as they come out of spawn every time. So if they can again build this ultimate advantage up, I don't know if it's going to be possible. You can see Legacy has Stolen Picnic coming up shortly. I guess Swilko will be there shortly as well. Maybe they can attack aggressively with Aki here in this Transcendence. They need to find something.
Yeah, we see them holding quite far around the corner here. They just want to catch Legacy off as soon as they come in. And look at this, on the retreat already. Yeah. That's a solid defense there from Mindfreak. Kind of surprised them a little bit as they come around the corner. Those quick fights like that are just fantastic for the defenders. They hold on to all their ults, don't have to worry about their cycling at all.
Yeah, 60 seconds now on the clock. 3 ultimates for both teams. Mo about to have Transcendence. As you said, Aki was able to hold onto his as well. The sound barrier going to come out first.
Another
and
grab.
Once again, that grab will go to absolute nothing. Huge Earth Statter comes through. Aki will come out with the trance to try and keep the team alive. But as he goes forward to save half the team, the rest of the team goes down to Noosh, and that self-destruct. Legacy going to be pushing through with 40 seconds on the clock. 6 alive for them. Mindfreak with the full wipe.
Yeah, it was a good shatter by Davey there, but they're so busy watching the left hand, they don't see the right hand coming through. That bomb slips past them and gets enough members down that now Legacy are into the final moments of this map here. We've got 30 seconds, 20 seconds left, and the payload almost at its final resting place.
Self-destruct available here as well for Mindfreak. Maybe they can use this to buy themselves a little bit of ground. Grab comes through. They probably want to combo this together once again. Here we go. This needs to be a huge Diva bomb to find the picks. Well, 2 have already gone down. Ike's found out also. And it looks to me like maybe Mindfreak will actually be able to hold Legacy out here. Yeah,
it looks like they're just going to manage it. Not getting the full map is certainly going to be frustrating, I think, here for Legacy, because I mean, getting to that point with like 3 minutes in the bank, from there you expect to do it. As I said, this isn't a particularly hard point to attack.
Yeah.
So you're getting that far that fast,
and they had
you really
like
want the whole way.
3:15 or something to work with, so I don't know. It felt like maybe Legacy could have done more. Mindfreak did manage to string 2 fight wins in a row. They lost a fight, then I think they had 2 more they were able to bring together. So, you know, if you're going to have like 7 fights across the last phase and you win 4 or 5 of them, you're probably going to come out on top.
It's like you've got all that time or money sitting there in the bank, and instead of just letting the interest compound, you're like, oh, you know, maybe I could use a new...
Yeah, well, that's it. They did seem to start, you know, they're trying to win fights that maybe they couldn't win. Of course, we know a little bit more than they do on who's got ultimates and who doesn't. It can often be a matter of seconds, can't it, really? It's like, is this sound barrier going to come out or not? And if you engage early enough, you come out on top. If you wait 3 more seconds, then all of a sudden you've got to deal with all of this extra shields. But this is Mindfreak's opportunity. You said that they should do a little bit better here. And, well, so far, so good.
Yeah, I think you'd have to say they've got every chance to take this map now with that defense they've just pulled out. So I don't think we're going to see any change-ups in the compositions.
I'm disappointed. I was ready for Farah.
Oh, look, we've got a little bit already. You know, these days, I think anything non-goatsy-woatsy is probably above par for the whole series, really. So
yeah, if
we're one up.
If you see 1, it's not too bad. If you see 2, that's when it's an exciting day. That's when you know you've been having fun. All right, as before, we're going to be pushing out Reinhardt on both teams. Wilco trying to decide whether he wanted Ana or not. Will not be Ana. Talking about before how important the speed boost can be, particularly.
Yeah, we see Rani just using his third-person shield there to try and figure out which way Mindfreak are going to come around here. They're going up through the Griffin Rhine, came through, I think it's Faro Deep Mines to start off with, and all the way around here.
Yep.
But we do see Legacy, the defending team, getting up on the high ground there. They're not going to get caught out by that.
No, a nice little place to sit, and to be fair, if you take a look at the health across the board, Mindfreak had been looking a little bit unhealthy. They're looking for that first cap. We'll see the contest come down eventually from Legacy just in the nick of time. But with Fundray going down to the Diva, this now opens it up for Mindfreak to continue. There's 2 ticks looking for 3. Noosh going to get demected as well. Davey doing a bit of work there. And nice first objective capture from Mindfreak. Yeah, basically by the time Mindfreak got onto that point with all 6 members and they were just nicely ensconced there behind the Reinhardt shield, there was no chance for Legacy to do that. You can see Mindfreak just spreading out, making that concave on the point, and then Legacy are just forced through this tiny choke, and it's so hard. Can't keep Funbray alive, and it was a slaughter after that. So Mindfreak here giving themselves every opportunity. As we were saying, they might be able to come through and push right to the end of this map. Ike trying to find a bit of an off angle here to once again build up that grab, get it a little bit earlier perhaps than Addy can. Mo in the Transcendence. Aki already had his, looking to see who'll come out first. It's going to be Swilko who throws out the sound barrier. Mo's forced to pop the Transcendence. A self-destruct with grab coming through from Legacy. Going to find Addy. And
Four-man Earth Shatter.
That is a big shatter. Is it going to be enough here from Davey to swing this fight back in Mindfreak's favor? Ike has gone down. And with that payload pushing, Legacy is on the wrong side of this fight.
And Funray completely misses there. A great block from Davey. He seems to be doing really well on that Ryan v. Ryan mind game today.
Yeah. Look, I was giving... oh, look at this. Somehow. I don't even know how... That Earth Shatter was not on target. But Legacy, I suppose, with the respawns on either side of this Mindfreak team, managing to pick them up. I'm not sure. I gave Legacy a lot of credit at the start of the day for their decision-making across the season. I don't know if today is necessarily going that way.
Well, I think it's honestly what's kept them in a lot of these games. I don't think they're a team that has that sort of individual brilliance. You don't see those massive clutch plays coming out from them. They just get through it as a team. They know how to goat.
It's what it's all about. Transcendence popped here to try and counter Addy's grab. The self-destruct in the middle won't find any picks. Mo popping this at exactly the right time as it dissipates. The bomb has already gone off. Addy finds one, finds two. Fundray brings it back, but it may not be enough. Noosh with the self-destruct. He meant his counterpart. Mindfreak now going to be a little bit further away for spawns than Legacy is, but the payload will continue forward. Does Legacy get one more chance to contest? Most likely not. Yes, they do. It was Stolen Picnic getting onto the payload just in the nick of time, even as he goes down. But Addy says, all you're going to buy is a couple of seconds. We should come out here with a fight win.
Yeah, Addy's just too charged up there, I think. So we had Stolen Picnic. He was hiding on that high ground, just waiting to buy the contest for his team. He paid for it dearly. He paid for it with his life.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, after that, Ike's coming in. He's on 0 energy. He has to try and build it up. And there's just too much of a damage differential there between Addy and Ike.
So now we take a look at the time bank. We can see that Mindfreak has a full minute longer than what Legacy had in this exact same position. 4 minutes. For Phase C here on Blizzard World will seem like an eternity for Legacy to defend, particularly when they know they cannot allow the payload to go all the way. Mindfreak now in prime position. Sound barrier first for the Swilko. Stolen Picnic will counter. Fundray throws out the Earth Shatter. I think only catches out Slitsor J, however. Aki and Mo both sitting on their own Transcendence as well. Fundray's already gone down. Legacy, that could be less than ideal for them.
Stolen seems to be a little bit out of sync there with his team. He gets in there with a nice boot, pushes a couple of Mindfreak players forward, but Legacy aren't aggressive enough to take advantage of that. Out of position, they managed to keep their lives, and as a result, they're straight back into this fight rather than having to wait another 20 seconds. Addy with the grab is going up against Ike as well.
Yeah, looking for potentially 2 grabs coming out. Aki with the first Transcendence, Addy with the second grab, but it's Noosh who finds 2 with the self-destruct. Can they counter? Only going to find Noosh's mech there, and Legacy will find this fight win. Still 3 minutes here on the clock for Mindfreak.
Yeah, it's been an interesting day for the Divas. Pliz has managed to eat a couple of those grabs, but he doesn't seem to be following through on the combos like Noosh does. Of course, that is a lot up to the teamwork there. You need the Briggs coming in with the shield bash, or you need the boop.
It takes a lot, doesn't it, to try and get rid of the shield, get rid of anyone who's got a personal shield out of the way, things like that.
Yeah, you need some other factor in there to help out those self-destructs, and the Ryans don't seem to be going for the charges. Davey, a lot in the past, has gone for very risky charges to make something like that, but today, he's playing conservatively.
Oh, Fundray gets the Earth Shatter just 1 second before Davey does. As a result, Davey and the rest of his team will go down. We've now used a full 2 minutes here with Mindfreak on attack. They are halfway through, but they still have quite a bit of work to do. Legacy actually not doing a bad job of defense.
I mean, you say they're halfway through, Ben, but as far as I'm concerned, they have got nowhere. I mean, the cart in that position does not help you at all. You need it right before the end to really even change the paradigm of where this fight happens. If it's happening on the first corner, Legacy actually allowing them one more here as they go into this, but let's see what happens with this Earth Shatter.
Looking for a big Earth Shatter, won't find anyone. Sound barriers from both teams. Aki with the Transcendence, but Mo still sitting on his. If Legacy wins through pushes through this fight. With Mo still on a trance, this is going to be looking good. They're going to need it to deal potentially with this grab, and now with 90 seconds on the clock, if Legacy rotate through their ultimates correctly, this is going to be very tough for Mindfreak.
Yeah, absolutely agree. They've got that Earth Shatter and the D.Va Self-Destruct combo, so you can come at them from in front, come at them from behind. The Ryan doesn't know which way he needs to look, and of course, we've got the panic button from Mo. He's ready to press that at a moment's notice with only 1 minute left. Legacy have 2 shots left to go.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. As we said, Mo still sitting on Transcendence from last fight, managing to hold on to that one. Didn't get too scared. Fundray somehow managed to come out with another Earth Shatter. Literally just used it. The fight is over. They spent nothing else. Legacy now in prime position here to lock this one down.
And these fights are just getting easier and easier. As you said, nothing spent. This time it's no ultimates for a fight, when every single time Mindfreak push in, they seem to be getting an increased amount of resistance here from Legacy. 1 single fight left. Mindfreak have had 4 minutes to take this 3rd point. I talk about it being easy. Well, it's not so easy today.
Not today. Definitely not. Maybe it's the fog that's causing a bit of a ruckus, but I can't see anything here on Blizzard World. The first grab comes out from Legacy. Aki with the Transcendence. Mo pops his as well. Ike's the first one down. Bliss gonna find a kill.
Oh,
Can this be enough? And the Shatter finds literally everyone other than Stolen Picnic. Now they're on the payload. 4 seconds on the clock. We are going to head into overtime. Let's see how far they can get here. You're going to see the respawns coming through from Legacy. The question is, can they get here in time to contest properly?
Stall picks coming out. Mo switched over to the Ana, trying to get a good sleep dart, perhaps a very interesting pile driver there, but a big Earth Shatter coming the other way as well. These Reinhardts are going ham to try and save their teams here.
Yeah, Fundray coming out with a big one, and Stolen Picnic now with the sound barrier as well. The reality is here, the spawns are in Legacy's favor. They need to follow it up with damage, however. Ike goes down. Oh my goodness! Between Addy and the damage from the rest of their team, this might be enough for Mindfreak to get the payload moving once again. There is no one left alive here for Legacy. Mindfreak managed to get the payload over the line. Nothing left in the time bank. We're now 1 apiece. I honestly thought, Genome, that whilst they'd done well to store up all their ultis for one last fight, one last shot, they'd left it too far. They hadn't got far enough in the previous 4 minutes, but somehow they come through that last grab, saving the day.
But a hero stands up. That second last fight, I think, was the real key there. Davey coming in with that massive shatter.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, it's just that one ult. You know, it's a massive grab, massive self-destruct, massive shatter that really makes all the difference. And Stolen Picnic, I think he was about 80% to his sound barrier at that time. And sometimes it's just got to hurt you, right?
Yeah.
When you're that individual player and you're like, I could have stopped this, because he was the one who didn't get shattered, right? He was playing in the position
only one left alive.
the Lucio should be, at the back, where you're not getting caught by that grab, not getting caught by that shatter, and you're ready to come down with a beat, except he hasn't done enough damage. Maybe he hasn't done enough healing. Either way, he doesn't get it up for that sync in time.
Yep.
And they go down as a result. I mean, if he had been there with that sound barrier, completely different fight.
Look at that shatter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hits everyone other than Swilko as well. You think at this point, is this the end of the round? But no, Davey comes back through. He hits everyone. And, well, it's enough to get them back across the line. I guess if you're Legacy, you have to be kicking yourself. If only we'd been able to complete the 3rd and final phase. Because we defended for 4 minutes. If you're Mindfreak, you go, we did a good job on defense. Meant that when we were a little bit lackluster on attack, we were, I guess, on par on attack. Because we did so much better on defense, we win the round. So now 1 apiece, and we actually have a game on our hands. I said it was going to be exciting, Genome.
Exactly.
I'm happy. We finally got there.
Sure, the viewers
finally got there. Well, that's halftime between Legacy and Mindfreak. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, more Overwatch action. We'll see you soon.